Hey everybody, it's Bobby Nahum here with AMAC Real Estate Company. Hope everybody is having a fantastic week. Just wanted to talk to you guys about the real estate market and what we saw in the month of May here in Tallahassee. What we're going to do is we're going to look at some real estate metrics from the month of May, compare those to what we saw in May of 2019 to get an idea of how the real estate market performed this year compared to last year. So good information if you are looking to buy or sell any real estate this year. A lot of people are unsure of what's happening with the real estate market just because of everything that's going on with COVID-19. But this is good information. I'll give you the facts so that you can make an informed decision about what to do with your real estate, whether you're looking to buy or sell this year. So let's just get right into it. So let's first talk about listings, what we saw with number of listings in May. So listings were down 18.9% in May compared to May of 2019. So obviously a big drop. We are in a low housing inventory environment right now and have been for a number of years. So the drop of 18%, almost 19%, is a pretty drastic drop. So what that means is basically buyers have much fewer choices in terms of homes for sale available for sale this year than they did even last year, and it's mainly a result of what's happened with COVID-19. A lot of homeowners are a little bit nervous about putting their properties on the market just because of what's going on. Some people are worried that if they put their house on the market, they're not going to get the best price just because they don't think there's as many buyers out there. Other people just don't want people coming in their house just because they're worried about maybe they could get the virus. So I still think that's still going on a little bit, maybe not as much as it was a month or two ago, but I still think that is affecting us. So even though listings were down year over year 18.9% in May, it's still a little bit better than what we saw in April. In April, year over year listings were down by 21%. So it seems like it's at least trending in the right direction, very slowly, but we're about 2% less year over year in terms of an increase in, a decrease in listings than what we saw a month earlier in April. So that's good news. So the next thing is sales. So sales took a big drop in May. Sales were down 26%. So year over year. So in May of 2019. We had 26% more sales than we had this past May. So it's a little bit better than what we saw in April. A little bit worse than what we saw in April. April year-over-year sales were only down 21%. So we have seen an acceleration in the decrease in the number of sales. So that basically just means that the market has softened a little bit more. The demand for homes has softened a little bit more from April to May. So that'll be something that we'll want to continue to watch. Maybe it's just a temporary thing, but we won't know, until months to come. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens with sales in the upcoming months, and I'll keep you guys informed about that, obviously. So the next thing, though, is prices. Year-over-year prices, even though sales and listings are down, prices are still up. So 8% is how much prices were up in May compared to May of 2019, so that's still a very healthy increase. The historically average annual increase for homes is about 3 to 5% a year. So at 8%, we're well above the historical average for home appreciation. So that's good news. And the main reason is just the low inventory. The lower inventory is keeping prices elevated. There's still buyers, even though activity's down. There are still people out there buying houses, and with fewer homes to choose from, it's keeping prices propped up. So the next thing I want to talk about is the sales absorption rate. That's something that I don't always talk about all the time, but basically the sales absorption rate measures how many months of inventory we have available for sale. So specifically, what does that mean? It means, so if there were no more properties put on the market after today, how long would it take to sell all the existing housing inventory at the current level of housing demand? So a normal market for the sales absorption rate is about 6 months. So what that means that in a normal balanced market where you have a healthy balance between buyers and sellers, you've got about 6 months supply of inventory. It would take about 6 months to sell all the existing inventory in a balanced market if no more homes were listed for sale. So In May, what we saw is we had about a 4.84 month supply of homes. So the sales absorption rate is 4.84 months, meaning it would take 4.84 months to sell the existing inventory at current demand. So that does mean we're in a seller's market. Anything below 6 months is considered a seller's market. Anything above 6 months is considered a buyer's market. So compared to May of 2019, though, we have a higher sales absorption rate than we did a year ago. So in May of 2019, we had a 4.49 month supply of homes, where it went up this past May to 4.84%. So skewing a little bit more towards a balanced market than we were a year ago. Even though we're still in a seller's market, it's more towards a balanced market, which is a result of the demand softening. So that has what has caused that. So again, the sales absorption rate is going to be something that we should keep an eye on, because it's going to tell us which direction the housing market is going in. Are we trending towards more of a buyer's market? We won't know that, obviously, for months to come, but it is something to keep an eye on, because that information will enable us to make good decisions when it comes to buying and selling our real estate. So the next metric we're going to talk about is the sales price to list price ratio. So this is one that I talk about all the time, usually at every market update. It's just how much of a percentage are homes selling for compared to their asking price. So in May of this year, the sale price to list price ratio was 98.8%. So that means homes on average sold for 98.8% of their asking price, up very, very slightly from last year when it was 98.72. So we saw 0.08% increase in the sales price to list price ratio. So that is definitely indicative. It's a high number. It's high for it means that we're in a seller's market when homes are selling for that close to the asking price. So it's the sale price to list price ratio that we saw of 98.8% is another indicator that we are in a seller's market. So again, just good information to know. But I just want to say something. If you guys are looking to sell your house, don't just think that, I can throw a high number out there on my home, just price it ridiculously high and I'll get 98.8% of the asking price. That's not how it works. You still have to price your home in line with what other similar properties have been selling for. But if you price your house right and it's ready to put on the market, meaning it's showing well and all that, you should get a contract price on it that's pretty close to what you're asking for it. So and then the next metric is average days on the market. So how long did it take on average for homes to sell in May of this year compared to last year? So in May of this year, it took 55 days on average for homes to sell. That is down by about 7 days from last year in May, when it took 62 days for homes to sell. So that is another indicator that we are in a seller's market. So it's a little bit contradictory, because if you look at that metric alone, the days on the market go down, you would think that would mean demand has increased if it's taking a shorter period of time to sell homes. So it's a little bit of a contradiction to what we saw in the weakening of the home sales numbers, but either way, I think the low inventory environment that we're in is caused the number of days on the market to go down. So, and that's about it. So, just to recap, basically, again, what we saw in May was a decrease in activity overall, decrease in sales, decrease in listings, but prices are still higher. So, and I think that's what we're going to see pretty much the rest of the year. I think for the remainder of the year, year-over-year sales and year-over-year listings will be lower than they were last year. And I don't think we'll probably recover to normal levels until next spring. That would be my guess. But at the same time, I do think that prices will continue to be up from last year for the remainder of the year. I just think the inventory is too low, and there's enough demand out there to keep the prices up at the existing level of inventory that we have. So so that's what I would predict. And also another thing to remember is that we are in an election year. So even it's not just the COVID-19 stuff that's gonna cause activity to be slower this year than it was last year. I think the effects of COVID will start to wear off in the months to come. But then we got the election coming up. So election years are typically always slower than non-election years. So we got two things coming at us this year: the COVID-19 and election year. It's going to cause activity to be lower, I think, throughout the remainder of the year. But if you are selling your home, it's still a great time to sell. Absolutely. I mean, homes that are priced right and that show well are still receiving multiple offers and are selling very quickly. So if you need to sell your home, I would encourage you to go ahead and move forward with it. It's a great market for selling still. And then if you're looking to buy, the interest rates are so low right now. I think this past week we just hit an all-time low actually on mortgage interest rates. And I've actually got the numbers here. So this past week, the average 30-year mortgage was 3.13%. And then on a 15-year fixed rate mortgage, you were looking at 2.58%. So these are very, very low rates, the lowest we've ever seen. Probably just slightly above the level of inflation. So it's very cheap money. So by having these lower rates, even though prices are high today, with the low interest rates, your monthly payments will still be very affordable because the interest rates are so low. So if you are looking to buy, I would encourage you to move forward with your buying plans if you're still looking to do that. Just allow yourself a little bit more time to find the right home. I'd allow yourself at least a few months to find the right home just because we have such a low level of inventory to choose from. You want to make sure you have enough time to find the right property for you. So, and that's pretty much it, guys. So if you guys have any questions for me about the real estate market or any real estate related questions, let me know. You can call, text, email me, or Facebook message me. And of course, if you have any homes that you're looking to buy, if you want to buy a house, or if you're looking to sell your home, I'd be glad to help you with that too, if it's here in the Tallahassee area or in the surrounding counties. And that's it. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week and a great June. And I probably won't talk to you before then, so also have a great 4th of July. And look forward to talking to you guys next time, and I'll see you guys around. Thanks.